All right, welcome back to KM6LYW Radio, a show about amateur radio or ham radio with an emphasis on digital modes, moving information back and forth using amateur radio. Hey, we've got some new hardware. We've got the Masters Communications Digital Radio Adapter. Let's talk about it this time on KM6LYW Radio. Yeah. There it is. Where do we stop? Okay, there you go. All right, that's enough of that. Welcome back. Yeah, that's the guitar intro. You know what I lack in talent, I make up for in volume. So hey, let's talk about the Masters Communications Digital Radio Adapter Pi Zero. This is how we connect our radios to Raspberry Pis. We got a new way to do it here. Let's check it out. All right, in the beginning, there was radio, and it was good. But man didn't like listening to static, so he invented a computer to listen to the radio for him so he could see what the radio was doing and maybe tell the radio what to transmit. But we couldn't figure out how to connect our computers to our radio, so we needed a digital radio adapter. And we came up with something called the FE-Pi audio board, and we're able to smash that onto a Raspberry Pi. But we still needed a way to do push-to-talk. We needed some sort of switch, so we added a switch to the audio board, and this is just a FET here, a switch, a transistor, and now we can do switching. We can do push-to-talk virtually and press the push-to-talk button. So with the radio, the FE-Pi audio board, and the push-to-talk circuit, and the Raspberry Pi computer, we could do a full-blown digital radio with this and connect it to any radio, not just this one. What we really need is to make a cable that has audio in, audio out, ground, and push-to-talk, and get all of those signals out of the side of your radio. They're in there. Search for them. Look in your manual. So that's how we build a digital radio Raspberry Pi computer system. So it went through several iterations. I went from the FE-Pi and eventually N7EBB put together a more refined switch. So we went from the squished bug to the N7EBE radio interface. Great stuff, fantastic. Eventually, Elekits or Parts came up with a board called, what is this called? The DigiPi Hat. It actually has the monitor built into it and some sensors on it, and those signals that we just talked about, audio in, audio out, ground, and push to talk, are all here. So you can make a cable that way, totally solderless. So this is another way to do digital radio using a Raspberry Pi. So that was a radio interface board. Now, Masters Communications gives me a call and says, hey Craig, I've got this new thing. We've got this digital radio adapter for the DigiPi. It's called the DRA Pi Zero. And this is actually an unboxing video. I haven't looked at this one yet. So swing, sparkle, sparkle. Let's take a look at what Kevin sent us for Masters Communication. See if I can open this without cutting myself. You know, I'll put it on there. You know, actually, this just rips open. So let's see what's in here. What do you got, Kevin? Probably an easier way to do this. Thank you for sending me this, by the way. Couldn't wait to do a review on this guy. So Masters Communications has been in business for a while and making some great stuff. In fact, our repeater has one of their RA devices for Echolink and All-Star. So here it is. It's completely assembled. This is the assembled DRA device from Masters Communication. And we're going to pull this out. And this is yet another thing that we are going to smash onto our Raspberry Pi and make a digital radio interface here. I'm just going to put this on here just because it's totally cool. Do it without bending all the pins. There we go. We have a digital radio interface. We've got PS2 connector, we got TRS adapter, we got all the LEDs here, we got trim pots for volume in and volume out. It's got the optional screen. So masterscommunication.com, check this out. Let's go plug this in and see what it does. All right, let's put one of these together here. So I'm going to put this link in the comments below or in the description. And this is masterscommunications.com, and this is the DRA, that's a digital radio adapter Pi Zero board. This is the brand new thing we're talking about here. You can get this assembled, or you can buy all the parts. He's got a lot of different pricing here. The instructions are here on how to put this together. He's got some great examples. He's got a schematic. So go ahead and get, I have the full blown version here. It has everything populated and it's totally good to go. Go ahead and check this out first. So once you've got the DRA Pi Zero, that's this device, that one's completely built, go out to digipi.org, and for patrons, you get access to the DigiPi SD card image. Every data mode we talk about on this channel goes to patrons, and it's all available to you on the Digipy SD card image, and it's totally accessible using nothing more than your phone or your tablet. No keyboards, monitors, or anything like that. But anyways, we're gonna go over all this. So I've got the SD card image right here inserted into a Raspberry Pi 02 wireless. Go ahead and put that in there. And then we're going to assemble this entire thing, if I can get this SD card in there, using the smash technique. I'm going to take the DRA Pi 0 and smash it, getting the pins aligned right this time. I think I got it. It's smashed. All right, smash technique. And if you got the optional monitor for this, and I really recommend this, even if you don't get it from Masters Communications, go ahead and get this on Amazon. The Digipy software will drive that. In fact, he's got on the silk screen here a little place to put it. And again, the smash technique. This is going on right here. I don't know why, it's just hard to see. There it is, fully assembled. Now, I did also bring with me a Yaesu FT1XDR. This could be any HT radio, okay? All you really need is audio in, audio out, ground, and push-to-talk wires. Figure out how to get those four wires out of your radio. Cut up a perfectly good speaker mic. That's what I did. They're only like $8 or $9 on Amazon. Cut that up and then make it into, somehow converted into a PS2 adapter pins. The schematic for all of this is available, or he also has a TRRS, I don't know if you can see it here, adapter. I'll get it right. TRRS adapter. If you've got a 1/4-inch jack, you can go that route as well. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's totally cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is use the PS2 adapter in this case, and I'm just going to plug that in right here. Now the radio is on, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Raspberry Pi. I've got to switch over here for that. And it's not really exciting when you first turn it on. I mean, yeah, there's a green light there, and eventually we're going to see a boot screen here on the Digipy. All right, we are booting up. Let me see if I can turn it around so you guys can actually see this here. I don't know. It's booting up. It's going to be a little sideways. I have to grin and bear it. There it is. It is booting up. Digipy. I put you guys on pause just for a second. It does take a minute to go ahead and boot up. All right, once it's powered up, we got to get it on our Wi-Fi network here. You'll notice there is a hotspot called Digipy on your phone or tablet device. Go ahead and connect to that. And we are connecting Digipy wirelessly. And then you're going to find it on, this is my Samsung tablet. This could be anything, really. You're going to find it at 10.0.0.5. And it's going to load the Digipy web management interface. I don't know which is better. I like this camera, I guess. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and click on Wi-Fi down here and just set up our Wi-Fi for our home network. See if I can do it quickly for you guys. You guys are going to know my password now. Somebody's like, oh, I can figure that out. I'm going to press submit there and then reboot the Digipy. And you'll see Digipy is rebooting. Now it's going to come up on our Wi-Fi network in just a moment. All right, and if you didn't fat finger your Wi-Fi password like I usually do, it will come up in your Wi-Fi home network, and you can just go to Digipy/. That's what I do. That's what it'll be called in your home network. If you don't see it at Digipy/, look at your router. You'll get the IP address that way. Now with this device, there is one small tweak we need to do. Now normally Digipy is all web driven, but there is one shell command we got to do to get this new hardware into the existing Digipy image, and that's just to simply enable the driver for this. So I click on shell here, and it's going to ask me for a login. It's Pi, password's Raspberry. And you should change that password, by the way. And then I just want you to do sudo nano/boot/config.txt. All right, this just pulls it into an editor. It's like Notepad. Go down to the very bottom, all right, and comment out the FEPI audio board, which is the default, and then remove the # sign on the last line where it says audio injector, because that's the chipset that this uses. It uses the WM8731 audio codec, and then press Control X to quit, say Y to save buffer, hit return, and now we want to reboot after this. So now the hardware will be enabled on Digipy. This is just kind of a new thing, in future versions of Digipy, this will all just be worked out naturally. But I want you guys to get access to this right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and click reboot here. And Digipy is rebooting right now. Of course, I guess I don't have to tell you that. You can see what's happening on the screen right there. So I won't make you endure a full reboot. All right, the reboot is complete, and as you can see, we're already receiving stations on the DigiPi using the Masters Communication DRA Pi Zero digital radio adapter. So we're just doing APRS right now. We can do a lot of other stuff in DigiPi, of course. This is how you get your dual band rig attached. If you've got a USB-based radio like the ICOM 705 or something, you don't need all of this hardware. You just need a USB cable and a Raspberry Pi. That's all you need. All right, now that we're at the DigiPi home screen here, we're just going to go down to initialize, click that, and then just make it our own. We'll put our call sign in here, and put our WinLink password, which I'm not going to disclose. APRS password, anyone can figure out. My grid square. You guys know the drill here. You notice that this browser caches this stuff, so it's really easy just to go like this. Don't use the N cardinal suffix on these. We got rid of that and use positive and negative signs here. So do this stuff, and I don't know, do a large display. And the one key thing right now, since we're using this DRA device, is go ahead and just put GPIO as your rig number. That way it'll use the GPIO pins for push to talk, okay? So use GPIO as your rig number, leave everything else the same. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on initialize. This is gonna make it my DigiPi and use my call sign and my location. So changes applied. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot for changes to take effect. I won't make you endure it. We're gonna do a quick reboot. All right, reboot complete. Man, this is like installing Windows. No, really, this is it. It's an appliance. Now DigiPi is yours. It's using your call sign, your location, all that good stuff. So let's just do a contact just for fun here. I'm going to turn on the web chat service. Press on right here and wait for that to turn green. And then I come down here and click on the web chat launch link, which will open web chat in a new tab. It'll take a sec. Starting web chat interface. And there it is. Now we can send messages to call sign. This is the obligatory one. There's a station called WXBot. I'll use a default path, and I'll say, weather or something, and I can send that. DigiPi is going to go ahead and transmit. You just saw that. We just saw our packet repeated, and we are now waiting for WXBot, the virtual radio somewhere in the world, to get back to us. We are receiving data. The other thing is make sure on your radio, I'm just using a 5-watt HT here, make sure the volume is kind of like at a reasonable level. So this is set to 10 right now, and in addition to that, you can actually use a screwdriver, and the receive volume, you can actually, it's the bigger trim pot right here. I just turn it up and down like a volume knob until you get the right volume that you like. We can talk about that too. Let me make sure this. But right now the volume should be good because we are receiving packets. So we can see WXBot just responded. Totally cool. So I'm 8 miles east of Auburn. Tonight increasing clouds, low 52. So we are online with APRS packet radio, two-way messaging. You can even do SMS messaging with this too. I've got other videos on that. Use the SMS radio call sign and text your XYL if you want. So this is the new DRA audio device. A couple of caveats right now is that it doesn't currently work on the Raspberry Pi 5, okay? But that's probably okay because you're probably going to use Raspberry Pi Zero 2 wireless just because it's such a kind of a cool form factor, right? So no Raspberry Pi 5 support at this moment. I will work on that. I will get that fixed. That is a kernel patch that I'll need to backport to DigiPi. So I think that's all the caveats. We did it. We totally checked out the Masters Communications DRA Pi Zero. Check this out. Get this thing, a DRA Pi Zero device, and put it on your DigiPi. All right, back to business. Now, if it wasn't for the patrons, this channel would not exist, so I really need to acknowledge you guys. Patreon.com/KM6LYW. Anything helps. There's almost 2,000 of you. I don't know. This has really been a humbling experience, guys. I need a faster scroller or something. It's been wonderful. I really do appreciate all the work. Every little bit helps. That way, when the wife comes in and says, "Why are you in the shack listening to static all day?" It's like, well, because I'm helping the patrons out. They're funding us and helping us go out to dinner and go shopping for shoes or something. Now, being a patron has benefits too. It gets you access to the DigiPi image. That's the SD card that we just put in the Raspberry Pi here. It's the one you see running right now that works with the new DRA device. And everyone gets access to that. You get help on our Discord channel. We have a mailing list. There's a huge community around this now. Everyone's helping out. The only thing I ask is learn what you don't know and share what you do, really. It's really a great community around the DigiPi project right now. I'm honestly killing time because I can't believe how many of you there are here. Patrons, thank you so much. All right, hey, I'm going to get out of here. My name is Craig, amateur radio call sign KM6LYW, and I am clear.